It's video that will break your heart. The orphan children of Torres, Ukraine, many with special needs and without hope. Fortunately for those children and children like them in orphanages all over the world, there are people who care. In tonight's Making a Difference report, meet one family giving some of these kids a second chance. The Kasarik family is making another stop on their unexpected journey. For the third time in 6 months, they've traveled from their hometown of Rogers, Arkansas, to St. Louis Children's Hospital.
She understands that it's necessary for her life.
16-year-old Lucia has cerebral palsy and is here for spinal fusion surgery.
So this will allow her to be able to breathe better, to be able to probably tolerate nutrition a little bit better.
And it will also allow her to sit up for the first time in her life.
What is changing my life?
I'm ready to change my life.
If not for change, Lucia may not have had a life at all. Less than a year ago, she was living here at an orphanage in Ukraine.
Pictures don't do justice if you don't get to smell and if you don't get to feel what they're feeling. It can kind of be easy to detach from what their experience is.
It's especially tough for children with special needs. The Kasariks shot this video on one of their visits there before they decided to adopt Lucia.
You see a lot of shut doors, and you know that there's kids behind that door.
Last May, the Kasariks not only adopted Lucia,
I see my Lucia.
they also adopted her 15-year-old brother Cephas,
The Lucia give me all the time hugging.
who has spina bifida and a talent for language.
I'm speak still Russian, but sometimes I speak English more.
Now, you might think it's quite something that the Kasarik family would adopt 2 special needs kids from Ukraine, but you don't know the half of it. Back in Arkansas, they have 3 more adopted children, all from overseas, and all with special needs. And they have 3 healthy biological children.
It required a lot of work, it required a lot of sacrifice. But I look back on that and I'm like, I wouldn't give it up for anything.
There's just a lot of joy, even in the hard things.
Adopting these kids may not change the world, but for these kids, the world has changed. Just 2 months ago, Cephas also had life-altering surgery at Children's. Surgery he never would have had if he were still in the orphanage.
It amazes me just that after so much deprivation, that they are able to feel compassion for one another.
I love you, Lucia. See you in a little bit.
Lucia will soon be on the road to recovery, and then on the road back to her new family in Arkansas.
People always ask me, like, well, are you gonna add more to your family? Are you done? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if it's done.
The Kasarik family journey, putting kids on a different path and making sure they never have to walk it alone. Randy Kasarik is a computer programmer and works from home, and he told me they'd never be able to afford all this if not for the generosity of friends and even strangers who've held fundraisers to help them pay some of these bills. And a reminder, if you know of a special person making a difference, let me know by email at mbush@ksdk.com.